I'm going to show you the most important position to swing through, lack of compensation. Let this angle go with my wrist, let it go. I'm going to show you variations if you're a hooker or a slicer. There is no manipulation. And why are they so consistent? Is because they are on planes. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Warren Bennett. We've got Trev just ahead of us here in the way as per usual. And welcome back to Chestfield Golf Club. It's lovely to be back. Thank you for the good people here at Chestfield to allow me to do this bonus video here today. And I'm going to tell you the reasons why I'm here doing this video and the potential plans I've got ahead for the future. So thank you very much for everyone here at Chestfield. And I'll leave all the links below in description about all the details here at Chestfield if you'd like to come and play, or if you'd like some more information about the club, and everything will be down below. Okay, so let's get on with the video and learning to let go, like the title said. And it's so important to let this club go, but you've got to be in the right position. And I've got a little drill for you to improve that, and especially to kind of blend into your swing, because what we don't want to do on the golf course, we don't want to think about positions and a swing by numbers. We want to kind of let this club go. But like I said, you have to be in the right position to let go. So I'm going to show you what that is. I'm going to show you the drill and how it can improve you, and how it can improve your ball striking, consistency, and then hopefully accuracy as well. Okay, so back camera set up, get Trev out the way and we'll get going. Okay everyone, so thank you very much for joining me for another video, and it's lovely to hit off grass again. And it's quite a good timing actually, because this drill is going to show you how this club wants to come down into the ball. Obviously with an iron you want to have this kind of descending blow down into the ball, but what I've seen people do when they try and do that descending blow, or have a little bit more ball turf feeling, is they come over the top, they become steep, because I think those two marry. So from the behind view, if you're trying to hit down, it's easy for this club to go this way. It's harder if this club kind of comes from the inside, or it's on plane, to then come down into the ball. And this exercise and this drill I'm going to give you is going to be a great one to achieve that. It's going to achieve this in the slot feeling whilst you descend into the into the ball, and you can let this club go then. I'm going to show you the most important position to swing through. So this club is on plane, and then it can let go down into that ball, and you don't have to have any manipulation. And like I've said in many videos past, consistency is just another word of lack of compensation. If you've got less compensations, this club can then just swing and the ball will just get in the way. Okay, let's get going. So I'm going to show you different variations of this exercise if you're a slicer, hooker, but for the meantime I'm going to show you neutral. So there's the plane line with an 8 iron, and I advise you to have something with a bit of loft, because we're not going to hit these shots very hard. So there, like I said, there's the plane with an 8 iron, making normal backswing and stop more than halfway down. I've got my hands kind of just this side of my right foot, as you can see there. My right elbow is in, my right elbow isn't away from me, but more importantly my club is now on plane. From here I don't have to do a lot apart from letting that angle go. You can see between my left, right arm and the club shaft. Now all I have to do, if I just let this angle go with my wrist, the ball will be in the way. If I'm on the wrong plane, if I'm too steep, which a lot of people are, and let's say 2 out, if I let this club now go, you can see it wants to come inside. Their hands go outside, the club has to cast to get that club back to the ball. If you're neutral and on plane, you don't have to do a lot. The club from here will just now release into the ball. So what I'd like you to do, we're going to hit some balls like that. We're going to stop short, we're going to clip it about 50 yards, backswing, halfway down, tiny momentum pump. You can kick your right shoe in a little bit, head still, and just let it go. Just let the follow through go. You don't even need to make a full follow through. There is no holding on. We are just letting this club go. But what you've got to do, and this is the tricky thing if you're not used to being on plane, what you've got to do is learn, and obviously I haven't got a mirror here, but we've got to learn what plane looks like. What is on plane? I can obviously see that silver shaft in the corner of my eye there. I know that's roughly on plane. And you can see there, all I have to do now is let this club go. All I'm doing here, I'm not manipulating my hands, I'm just letting my angle of my wrist here unfold into the ball. And there we go, right into the ball there. No manipulation at all. There's the consistency. And then we're just going to keep going. There's going to be different variations of this. Tiny momentum pump, that's the key. You don't want this big old backswing here. Just kind of keep your elbow into the side, tiny pump. And all of a sudden, even now, I've got ball turf, even just a small shot like that. Because what's happening is the club is up in the air. Club is up in the air, as you can see, and it's on plane. It's not low, it's not steep, it's not flat. We are practicing on plane release. Halfway down, head nice and still. Actually, it's more than halfway down. Make sure Trev's all right. Okay, tiny pump. Is it on plane? I think so. That's going to take a bit of getting used to if you're not used to it. And there's your consistency. Obviously, that's not a full shot. We don't go around the golf course like that, obviously, but that's the starter. If you want to rebuild your swing, or if you want to introduce a bit on plane release, that's what you do. It's obviously easy for me because I've done millions and millions of these, and you don't need a golf ball to do this. You can just do this with practice swings. I'm going to show you later in the video how to layer this into a normal swing. Okay, and then just going to carry on. And I'm going to show you variations if you're a hooker or a slicer later. Okay, there's on plane, release down into plane. You can see there that club coming, tracking down that green line. Pretty much anyway. I'm not going to say it's perfect because I don't know, because I haven't got a mirror here, but I reckon it's pretty close. Okay, just by the feeling of just me being able to kind of release from here without using my body. It's just the wrist, and obviously my arms and my hands are carrying on towards the target, but most of all I'm letting this angle go with my wrists while I'm moving my hands towards. There's obviously a little bit of kicking. I like a little bit of right knee kicking. Okay, let's do it. Trev out the way. You don't even need to make a full follow through. As you can see with the slow-mo, I'm not looking up with my head. I'm keeping nice and still. If you keep your head still, your shoulders will react and be nice and passive. So keep your head nice and passive and let your club and hands go. Just let it all go, because it can now. You are on plane. It's not outside, so I'm making connections. So I know my hands are roughly in the right area. I mean, my right elbow isn't behind my hip. That's in the wrong place. Under speed, the club's going to cast from there. So in front of my hip, on plane, more importantly, club's up behind me. Let it go. A little bit thin, that one. But the ball is in the way of the club here. There is no manipulation. Okay then, so how can we carry that on to fuller swings? If that's new to you, I would recommend you do more and more of those. So I would just hit hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of those swings, especially in a net, because you're not really looking for a result yet. Yes, obviously you like it to go straight, you like the strike to be a little bit more compressed, but if it's early and if it's new to you, just hit it into a net. You don't have to worry about the result, which is even better, because result can even throw us into kind of old swings, can't it? So nice and light, club up behind me, on plane, tiny pumps. It's not a distance exercise. And even there, you may have heard or seen, I've got some ball turf there, even with a small little kind of pitching swing, which I've got there. Okay, so layering that onto a longer swing. Right, we're not going to run before we walk here. We're going to make the same move. We're going to stop where we are. But now what we're going to do, we're going to make a longer pump. So we're going to pump it a little bit longer now. So stop where we are, check it, don't rush. Yep, that looks all pretty good. Elbow in. For this longer one, I'm going to have to obviously let my elbow go away from my body this time. Okay, so nice and slow. It's not a distance exercise still. Okay, club on plane, as you can see. Right, okay, longer backswing this time. So we're going to make a longer pump. And we're going to still let it go. And then we're just going to carry on, make longer backswings. A little bit heavy, that one. Didn't let that go. Into the same position. And just let it go from here again. Oh, that was my best one so far. So you can stick it on a tee if you're unsure about strike. Make life a little bit easier for yourself. Okay, so normal backswing. Okay, same thing. Let it go. Let that angle go. Trust the club's going to do the work for you. Right, so now we're just going to take it a little bit further than that. So we're just going to carry on back to our same place. And then we're going to take it a little bit further. We're going to start looking like a normal, longer backswing now. Don't rush this. Just carry on. You can do a load of practice swings. You actually don't need a ball, like I said previous. Tiny swing, let go. What does your golf swing feel like? This new position halfway down. Let this angle go. What I'm doing here is I'm letting this angle go. You can practice back into impact if you like. You can see my hands are moving towards the target whilst I'm letting this angle go. A little bit of right knee kick in, a little bit of lateral shift, which helps, doesn't it? Said that on previous vids. And we're just going to make this backswing a little longer from this kind of stopping position. Check it if you like, don't rush. Back to the ball, pump for momentum, bit of a longer backswing. Oh yeah. It's obviously going to be hard. The longer the backswing, the more difficult this is going to be. The most important position, as we've talked about in previous videos, it really doesn't matter what your backswing looks like. You can be neutral, which obviously helps. Being in this position, the club being outside, it helps with the drop in the slot. But we are practicing this club, how to release, how to let go. And you've got to let go. Yes, you've got to kick your right knee in. Yes, you need a bit of weight shift, but you've got to let this club go. But to let the club go, you've got to be in the position to let go. In that there, it's not a game of perfect. It's not easy. But you're just standing there and your repetition is the mother of skill. This is one of my desert island swings. That was a bit better. And it's going to take time, especially if you are in the wrong position halfway down, for instance. You're going to have to make a correction for that. 9 times out of 10 people cut across it, obviously, because they have to. From here, they have to sit back to compensate for that. So if you're used to doing that with your body, all of a sudden, if you chuck it into this position here, that's going to be difficult for you. You'll probably go back into your same release pattern. So you've got to practice. If you change number 1, number 2's got to be a bit different. So you can practice little small swings, or you just practice getting it club back into the ball without hitting a ball. So there we go. Kick in and release. Kick in and release. You're letting this angle go. There is no manipulation. There is no having to hold on. You're allowing your arms just to stay in this structure. My left arm stays exactly the same in terms of straightness. It doesn't bend because it doesn't have to bend now. These people have this chicken wing. They're cutting across and they're having to. It's a result. It's an effect. The cause is this kind of outside steep backswing and downswing, I mean. Okay, on plane, you can see with the line nice and smooth. And you can see with the slow motion there, the club is now tracking down this line. And I love these type of exercises because what they do, they layer the position into your swing. You can't feel this. This is a point of your golf swing where there is very, very little feel, and you have to let this club. I don't know where this club head is during my golf swing, but I'm trusting that I've made enough moves that the club now will get closer to this plane line. The good news is you don't have to be perfect on this plane line. There is a little Goldilocks zone you can be in here. You don't have to be absolutely on plane. The top golfers in the world, and why are they so consistent, is because they are on plane. So the club is doing little manipulation. So under pressure, when they're shaking, the club doesn't know where it is. It doesn't know if it's playing the Masters or the British Open or in contention or playing your monthly medal. What you've got to do is put it in a position where the club is doing less manipulation. There's no question you can still play good golf if you're off plane, but there's going to be a little bit of correction there, and then the consistency will go a little bit up and down. So if you want to layer some all-round consistency, this is the type of thing you need to do. You need to go into the nitty-gritty of your golf swing. I call it the internals. Nice and still, allow a bit of kicking, a little bit of weight shift forward, nice and still with your head, and allow that club. Let that club go. There is no manipulation at all. And then you just work on speed and you work on lengths. So you can do little half shots like I just did there and let the club go. Remember, from here, the first movement from here is your wrists and a little bit of kick in with the knee at the same time. Not really doing a lot with the top half. Obviously with my hands moving forward, there's going to be a little movement and reaction with my shoulders, but my shoulders aren't opening. And then you move from here a little bit longer and then a little bit longer, and then you just kind of allow your feels to get yourself into this position. Because like I said, it doesn't matter what your backswing is, you're working on this position halfway down. So then you can go ahead and hit a full shot, and then I'm going to give you slight variations on how to do that if you're a slicer or a hooker of the ball. Okay, so full shot. Obviously I can't feel this, but I'm going to trust that happens just a little bit. Remember, you only need a little bit. And hopefully with the slow-mo that'll give you some idea of the club. Obviously it's easy for me, I don't have an over-the-top fault or an under-plane fault. The good news is you don't need to be absolutely perfect to play consistent golf. Okay, so let me give you this variation on how to do this if you're a slicer or a hooker of the ball. You can do this slightly differently. So if you're a slicer of the ball or quite over the top, so if you've got a plane that's over the top, as you can see there, compared to the plane line. So what you want to do, there's what neutral is. So this halfway down position, hand plane and club plane. So what you really want to try and do, you want to keep the plane the same. You're not moving around, but you're just bringing the hands slightly back inside. So from here, if I let go, the ball's going to go a little bit more out to the right. So you're practicing a little bit more of an in to out path. Start that again. So you can practice your backswing. You can make it real life, but you're just dropping the hands a little bit more in behind you, a little bit more Rory style, as you can see what I did there. But you're keeping the plane the same. And then from here, you're letting go. So the ball's going to go up the right, and then if you introduce a little bit more let go, it will start drawing. But with a little half shot like this, there's not enough spin, there's not enough rotation on the ball to draw it, so you might just hit little blocks, which is fine. But as soon as you introduce some speed, there'll be enough rotation for it to draw back from there. Backswing. So you can see what I'm doing there. I'm just kind of, the plane is staying the same as where I was, but my hand plane is just a little bit more inside. So normal backswing, a little bit more of a Rory loop. Keep the plane flat or on plane. From here we're going to let go, and the ball should start up the right, which it just did there. Beautiful. So if I wanted to draw it, that's where I need to release from. Release is just another word for letting go. Okay, let's go, but you need to be in the right place. Okay, on plane, maybe a little bit flatter than plane there. Oh, lovely. So the person that hooks it is going to do the opposite to that. So we're going to make our backswing. So there's where we were originally, roughly. What you really want to try and do, you want to try and keep it a little bit more out with your hands. Again, the club plane stays the same, it's just your hand plane changes. So my elbow is going to be a little bit more away from me. So what I'm learning to do, a lot of hookers of the ball get too trapped and inside, that's a Rory looking swing. So what you're looking for your hands to kind of track a little bit more outside, but the plane stays the same. From here, we're letting go, and even now you can see the ball starting left. Happy days. Remember, under this speed, it's not going to spin back. It's not going to fade. Neutral. Draw swing. Fader swing. Oh, got a little bit of fade on that one. You want to fade it. And that's how you layer this release. And this plane release, I call it. Neutral, draw, and then fade swing, out. Still on plane, hands out. Gonna have to cut across it from there. Gonna have to more out to in swing plane. Okay everyone, so thanks very much for joining me for this outside video. It's lovely to be outside making another one, especially here at Chestfield. And once again, thank you for the good folk here at Chestfield for allowing me to use their facilities to make this bonus video for you. So thank you so much for everyone here at Chestfield. Oh, I didn't say, did I, about why I'm here doing this? Is in 2025 I'm going to be having to travel a little bit more, or wanting to travel a little bit more around the UK. So every now and again I'd like to go to a club and do a video at a golf club, and always wanted Chestfield to be the first one. The base is always going to be on the mat in the garden, but I'm going to hopefully introduce the odd bonus video at a golf club as well. So I don't know where it's going to take me with that one. If you're in the UK and you think your golf club would be interested in having me here just to do another video, I'm only going to be on the ranges like you say, or a chipping green or a bunker or anything like that, nothing on the course I don't think. yeah, just going to see where it goes. But yeah, so it's lovely to be here on the grass, and it's lovely to be out on the middle range, as you can see here. The weather, as you can see, it's not, the exposure isn't wrong. There's just absolutely no blue sky. It's been like that for over a week now here in the UK. Very still, hardly any wind, but we haven't had any blue sky whatsoever. But I'll take that. As you can see, it's very autumnal, as you can see with the drone shot there in the middle range. And yeah, lovely time of year. Winter's coming, but let's hope for some dry weather in the UK here anyway. So that's enough rabbiting for one day, eh, Trev? So anyway, we bid you farewell. I might carry on and hit the rest of these shots. And thank you very much for joining me. So I'll see you on the next video. Have a great golfing week, and we'll see you then. So from myself and Trev, we'll see you on the next one. Cheerio. You got your ball. Come on, let me give it a kick. Oh, should play for the NFL.